Jai Shri Gurudev. Today we are going to discuss about the poem The Farmer's Wife. It is written by P. Lalita Kumari. Lalita Kumari. She is a Telugu writer. Okay. Her pen name is Olga. Olga is her pen name. Okay. Now, what is the important thing, significant thing that we are going to study in this poem, The Farmer's Wife? Our country is mainly depending on agriculture. There are so many people, majority of the population is depending on the agricultural activities. For their livelihood, they do agriculture. Okay? Agriculture is the main profession on which people earn their living. So, we know that there are so many problems in agriculture. Agriculture is nothing but farming. It depends on various factors like rain, okay, wind movement, and then humidity, temperature, pests, diseases, market condition. These are all the factors affect the agriculture. Okay, if the farmers get good crop, again they will have to face the market condition. The rain, you know that it is uncertain. It always depends on luck. Sometimes it will fall, sometimes it will not fall. Either it will be too much of rain, or there will be conditions like drought. It will not be in a moderate condition. That will not be supportive of for the agriculture. Okay. Either the people across the country face flood situation, or they face the conditions like drought. Equally, it is not same across the country. It depends. In some areas it will be like a flood situation. In some areas it will be like drought situation. Okay, and even if they try to adopt some irrigation techniques by investing a lot of money on their own, then also there will be factors which affect them, like pests and diseases. Okay, so if they have got the good crop somehow, till it is harvested, it is not going to be certain. It is not going to be guarantee. Any guarantee will not be there at all for harvesting the good crop. So ultimately, they also should face pests and diseases, because in the open field they have to cultivate. In the open atmosphere they have to cultivate the crop. It is not in the closed condition. It is not in the laboratories to do certain productions. Any produce that will be open, and that will be open for facing any kind of worst or better situations. Okay, even then, if they have got a very good crop, bumper crop, then also they have to face market. In the market, there will be always problems like price fluctuation. It will not be constant. If it is constant, then they can decide on the factors of expenditures. They can reduce the cost of production, but that is not going to be in the hands of the farmers at all. They have to face the price whatever is there at the time of reaching the market. Okay. So it depends on the demand and supply. You know that in economics we study demand and supply, and that it will be depending. If demand is more, definitely there will be high price. Okay. If the demand is less, it means there will be high supply, then there will be low price. Okay. So it may not meet the expenditure. Whatever the money they have spent for cultivating that crop, even that also, sir, in some cases, not that some cases, in many cases, they won't get the invested money only. So like that, the farmers always face lots of problem. Any production they do, that is for money only, because the money is required for their living. Okay. So not only that, in most of the cases, farmers invest lot of money. Okay. So they might have borrowed the loan from banks or any other creditors outside. They have to return that money. They have to repay the interest also. That is also there. So to pay the interest, to pay the money what they have borrowed from others, they should get the money, good money from the market. After selling the crop, they have to get the money. If they don't get money, definitely they will be facing the worst situations in their life. Like this, the farmers always have uncertainties over their work and production and their life. They will be always exposed to certain worst conditions in their life. That's why the farmer's life will always be under uncertain things, and it will be sometimes worst situation for him. Here, the poet P. Lalita Kumari has tried her level best to bring to all of us notice that how will be the situation of the farmer's wife if the farmers they lose the patience, if they lose the confidence, if they lose the crop, if they lose everything in their life, what will be the effect on the farmer's wife? The farmer's wife, how she is going to suffer, how she is going to worry about her future. All these things are expressed emotionally through this poem. Okay, so let me read the poem for all of you so that you will be able to understand what is the emotion and feeling on behalf of the farmer's wife. The poet has tried her level best to bring to our notice or to bring to attract our attention towards the farmer's condition. Okay, now you are virtuous and you are gone, poor sinner that I am remain before your creditors, unable to bend your head or stretch out your hand or sell your cross, you crossed over. But I was born with a head bent, a hand outstretched, not unused to being sold. Knowing all this, did you leave me? You found release with poison, poisoning my bitter existence. The cotton crop is but yesterday's, but our family. How often have I drowned in it? How many times have I escaped death? Whether you abused or reviled me, kicked me when you were drunk, I thought he is but a man. Little did I dream you would deal me a death blow like this. True, the crop was gone, the debt remained, our dignity hit the dust, our hearts turned to water. But how did you imagine? How did you imagine? My back would bear the burden of 4 children. You saw your crop destroyed. What of the harvest of my womb? Can I leave them to the wind like worm-eaten cotton pods? It takes a moment to die. But open your mouth and ask, what of this? Why is this? Needs a firm heart to teach my children to clench a fist, not merely for a handful of rice. But in battle, I must live. I must embrace life, not death. Embrace life and struggle for life. This is how she has expressed the emotions of the farmer's wife through her pen. Okay. She says, You are virtuous and you are gone. I should try to bring the situation how it is in front of the farmer's wife. The farmer's wife has lost her husband. That is the farmer. He is dead. Actually, he has borrowed loan from the creditors. That is on interest. That is for cultivating the cotton crop. To cultivate the cotton crop, this farmer has borrowed the loan. Now, the cotton crop is gone. It is not with the farmer because pests have eaten the cotton crop. That's why there is no crop only. There is no crop. All that effort, all that attempt, what he did on cultivating the cotton crop, that is gone in vain. It has become a waste. Okay. So when he did not get the crop because of the pest attack, whatever the loan which he had borrowed, that remained as it is. When the creditors asked him to clear the loan, he did not have the money. When he did not have opportunities in his life for continuing his life, ultimately he decided to commit suicide. By taking the poison, what he did, he committed suicide. He did not remember about his wife, the farmer's wife. Okay. He did not remember about the children, their children, leaving everybody in the middle of the way, in the middle of their life. He committed suicide. He is dead. He is no more. Keeping the dead body, keeping his dead body, the farmer's wife is lamenting. She is crying. She is speaking to the dead body. What she says, you are virtuous and you are gone. You means that is farmer's wife. Sorry, farmer. You means that is farmer. Okay. Virtuous means good. She says, you are virtuous. You are a good person. You are a good person. That's why you have gone. It means she is sarcastically telling this word. She is sarcastically telling him that he was virtuous. He was a good person. That's why he left his family, the wife and the children he left, and he passed away. He did not try to live for them. He did not make up his mind. He did not make alternative arrangements for them. He left them in the middle of the life and he left the world forever. So in front of his body, his dead body, she is saying that, sitting in front of his body, she is crying, lamenting, and she is telling that you are virtuous, you are a good person. That's why you have gone. Poor sinner, she says, poor sinner, that I am remain. I means that is farmer's wife. Farmer's wife. I is the first person speaker. Farmer's wife. This farmer's wife is the first person speaker. She is speaking to the farmer. That is the second person. Okay. So she is saying that he is virtuous, but she is poor sinner. She is holding herself because she is alive. Because she has to face lots of problems in her life. Whatever he has left for her. Only the problems are left by him. Not the good life, happy life. She is not going to enjoy any sort of pleasure in her life. Only thing that he has to face all kinds of problems by facing difficult situations in her life each and every day with her children. That's why she says, poor sinner that I am remain. Remain is alive. He is gone. She is alive. Before your creditors, there are creditors. They won't leave because they have given money to the farmer to cultivate the cotton crop. They have given money to the farmer. To recover that money, whatever they have given, these creditors always come and ask the farmer's wife. Now the farmer is not there, then they have to ask the farmer's wife. They come and ask the money. She has to face these people, the creditors. Unable to bend your head, this fellow unable to bend his head. It means he cannot face them. He cannot lose his self-respect. He is having self-respect according to the farmer's wife. He could not bend his head. He could not lose his self-respect. That's why he left the world. And or stretch out your hand. Stretch out. Stretch out your hand. He could not ask for anything. He could not request. He could not beg anybody, either creditors or anybody. He could not ask anyone for any sort of help because he is having self-respect. He doesn't have the self-confidence, but he is having the self-respect that he did not lose it, that he could not face it. Okay? Sell your crops. Sell your crops. Your means the farmer. The farmer is not having the cotton crop because all that cotton crop is eaten by pests. That's why he doesn't have the crop and he is not in a position to clear the loan. He cannot return the loan whatever he has taken from the creditors. That's why she says, you crossed over. You crossed over means he left the world. He is dead. He is gone. He committed suicide. He is dead. He is gone. Since he could not bend his head, since he could not stretch out his hand, since he could not sell his crop, what he did, he committed suicide. Now, she compares his life and her life. There is a lot of difference between the farmer's life and the farmer's wife's life. Between these two, there is a lot of difference. As an individual, they have the different personalities. This fellow could not bend his head, could not ask for anything, could not sell his crop. But what is her situation? She says, but I was born with a head bent. Always her head bent. She was born her head bent. Born her head bent means she doesn't have the self-respect at all. Self-respect at all in the society. That is from birth. It is given. It is come for her life. A hand outstretched. Always she begged for each and everything in her life. She requested for each and everything in her life. She doesn't have self-respect. That is her condition. And also she says not unused. Not unused. Not unused. Unused means she is married to this fellow. He is not having the crop with him to sell, but he is having the wife with him. This lady is not unused to get sold. or to sell or to sell. She is not unused. She is already married. She is having the children. She cannot go with anybody. She cannot be sold to anybody. That is, nobody is going to buy. If that was the situation, I think how much is the pain, agony which is going on in the mind of the farmer's wife. We have to remember how is the condition, how is the suffering, how is the sadness, pain in her mind. We have to understand when we heard of this word which is uttered by the farmer's wife, not unused to being sold. Not unused to being sold. She says about herself. We have to think about it. It brings tears in everyone, in every listener who listens to the story of the farmer's wives in our country. Knowing all this, did you leave me? She is asking. Knowing all this, anyway, she doesn't have the self-respect. Always she is like a beggar and she is not unused to get sold. Knowing all these things, did he left her? She is asking, the farmer's wife is asking her husband this question. Anyway, he is dead. He cannot listen. He cannot answer. He cannot come back. That is the situation. That's why we have to understand that whatever the effort at this time she is doing to speak about her anxiety, anguishness, agony to anyone, that is going to become waste. Knowing all this, did you leave me? She is asking this question. You found released with poison. How did he commit suicide? By taking the poison. By taking the poison. He consumed poison and he committed suicide. There are various kinds of ideas which can be used to commit the suicide. But this fellow has used the poison to commit suicide. You found release with poison, poisoning my bitter existence. Already her existence is bitter. Her existence is bitter. Bitter means it is not a happy one. She is not enjoying any sorts of pleasure in her life. There is no happiness around. Always grievances, always pain, sadness, sufferings. So her life has become a bitter existence. Again, because the farmer committed suicide, that poisoned the bitter existence. That poisoned the bitter existence. Already her life is a bitter one. Again, that is also poison. Okay, it is like this. Now, the cotton crop is but yesterday's, but our family. She is asking him a question. The cotton crop is only of yesterday's. The cotton crop is only of yesterday's. Only recently you started cultivating the crop. What is the life of this cotton crop? Maybe 1 year. Again next year, one can cultivate the same cotton crop. Or else some other cotton crop can be cultivated. What about the life? It doesn't come back. What about the family? What to do? Who is going to take care of that family? His family is abandoned. He is left in the middle. Nobody is going to care about it. Nobody will bother about it. Nobody will be there to feed them. Now they have to struggle for their food also. The farmer's wife and the children, they have to struggle for their food. That is the condition. That's why she is asking, your cotton crop is only of yesterday's. What about my family? She is asking about her family. It is not of yesterday. The cotton crop can be abandoned. That can go away. That any other crop can be cultivated instead of cotton crop. But one cannot leave the family. One cannot lose the self-confidence. One cannot lose the self-confidence. One cannot choose to resort to commit suicide just for the sake of cotton crop. They have to have the self-confidence. They have to have the courage, dareness to face all the problems for the sake of the family. That is what she is asking. How often have I drowned in it? How many times have I escaped death? Whether you abused or reviled me, kicked me when you were drunk. I thought he is but a man. Little did I dream you would deal me a death blow like this. She is asking this question. She is asking one more question. That is, when she came to know that he ended his life by committing suicide, by taking the poison, she tells of her situation, how she went through various kinds of problems in her life. Many times her own husband had abused her. The farmer used to come home having drunk. The farmer used to come home drunk. At that time, he used to abuse her, kick her, and revile her. Revile means criticize her, like anything. Using bad words, he used to scold her like anything. Even then, she never thought of committing suicide or to end her life, because she had the family. In her family, there were 4 children. She needed to take care of them. She needed to be mother for her children and wife for her husband. Every time when he used to abuse her, kick her, revile her, she used to think that he was just a man. He was her man. That's why she excused him. She never took any decision to commit suicide or end her life. That is how she went on living with him. But she never expected that he would one day would deal a death blow like that. It was a death blow which was extended, posed by her husband to her. She had not expected that he was going to end her life and end his life. She was always excusing, and she continued to live with him. She said that, did I imagine that you would deal me a death blow like this whenever you came home drunk, abused, kicked, reviled? And she says now, true, the crop was gone. The crop is not there. The cotton crop which they grew, it is not there. It is gone, because the pests have eaten the cotton pods. All that crop is gone, and the debt remained. The loan they had borrowed from the creditors, it is there. It is remaining. That is not cleared. It is not repaid. Even the interest is also not paid for the creditors. It is there forever, because he is also not there. only she has to clear that. Now she has lost her husband. Her husband, since he lost the cotton crop, the debt is there. That also has to be cleared by the farmer's wife. That responsibility is gone to that lady. Our dignity hit the dust. Dignity, respect. There is no respect in the society. They have lost the dignity. All the people do not give respect to them because they have not cleared the road, and there is no capacity for them to come in for their words, to behave true to their words. That is the problem. They have lost the dignity in the society. Our hearts turn to what? Our hearts turn to what? It means there is no courage in them. There is no courage, self-confidence, or courage in her to live in the society. Such is the kind of pathetic condition she is going through. That's why she is asking, when all these problems are there, how that fellow decided to commit suicide? That is the question she is asking. But how did you imagine my back would bear the burden of 4 children? She is having 4 children. That responsibility is on the farmer's wife. It is a burden for her. It is not that she has to take care of only 4 children. She has to feed them, she has to educate them, she has to bring up them, she has to provide cloth for them. And she also has to do the agricultural activities in place of her husband. And she has to clear the debt that is borrowed from the creditors, that is piled up like anything for her. In that situation, how did that fellow, before ending his life, decided to commit the suicide by choosing an option of committing the suicide? Whether he imagined how this lady can take care of these 4 children? How did he imagine that she could bear the burden of these 4 children? She is asking this question to her husband. And she says, you saw your crop destroyed. What of the harvest of my womb? These are the harvest of her womb. These are the harvest of her womb. She is asking, the cotton crop was of only yesterday's. It is a matter of maximum 1 year. Only some 1 year or 6 months back they started cultivating the cotton crop. But the children, the family, it is not of yesterday's. It was from many years. They are taking care of these children with so much care because they are their future. The future cannot be forgotten. They cannot forget the 4 children. She is asking, that's why this question, you saw your crop destroyed. This crop was destroyed. He took this cotton crop very seriously rather than taking his 4 children seriously. He did not bother about the 4 children, rather he bothered too much about the cotton crop. It was only of yesterday's. But 4 children means of many years, more than 10 years. Since 10 years, they are taking care of these children. Can I leave them to the wind like worm-eaten cotton pods? She is asking the question to him. Can I leave them to the wind? It means, can I throw these 4 children to the wind to go and fall anywhere and die anywhere? She is asking that question. Can I leave them? Can I abandon them? That is the question she is asking to her husband. Just like cotton crop, can I leave the 4 children? Cotton crops, they are all gone because pests have attacked them, and cotton pods, the shells in which there is nothing, there is no cotton. They have become empty shells. Now they are useless. That can be thrown to the wind. They can go and fall anywhere. But the same thing cannot be dealt with the 4 children. That is what she says. Can I leave them to the wind just like worm-eaten cotton pods? Just like worm-eaten cotton pods, can I leave these 4 children to go and land or die anyway? It takes a moment to die, but open your mouth and ask, what of this? Why is this? Needs a firm heart. She is saying that to die, it doesn't take much time. It is just a matter of few minutes. In a moment, one can end his life, one can die. But to live, to survive, to face the problems, to struggle through all kinds of problems in the life, it needs a firm heart. We need a sort of courage, confidence. Only then we can survive in the society. Only then we can face the problems in the society. That is what she says. To teach my children to clench a fist, not merely for a handful of rice, but in battle I must live. I must embrace life, not death. Embrace life and the struggle for life. She is saying that unlike her husband, she doesn't want to commit suicide or end her life. She wants to live. She wants to embrace the life. She doesn't want to embrace the death. She wants to embrace the life, not death. She wants to struggle for her children. Whatever may be the kind of problem she is going through, she has to face in her life. She is ready to face all the problems in her life. She wants to teach her children. She wants to educate her children, not for the sake of just a handful of rice, for the sake of fighting the problems in the life, to win the battle in the life. Of course, life is full of problems. We have to face them, means we are going to win the battle. It is just like a battle. Okay, so when we have to face the battle, we need a firm heart, we need confidence, we need courage. For that, we have to educate the children, not for the handful of rice. That's why she wants to embrace her life, not the death. That is how she decides upon. She doesn't want to commit suicide just like her husband. She wants to live forever for the sake of her 4 children. Whatever may be the kind of problem she has to face, she is deciding upon living for her children. This is how every farmer has to struggle, to make up their mind, to fight the life, to fight the situations, to fight the problems in their way of life, not to end their life. So like this, the farmer's wife symbolically represented by the poet how the farmers in our country should be, should live, should accept the problems in the society, in the life, how to embrace the life, how to fight the life. It is not that one problem they must face. To face any problem, to face all the problems, they have to have the courage. By saying that, she is communicating, she is filling confidence in all the farmers in our country. This is what the best thing the poet has done for all of our farmers when the governments have failed to do the best for the farmers. Okay?